Hello everyone, Spencer here, also known as Screen Speak, and in today's video, I just saw Fantastic Four last night in the theater, so without further ado, let's discuss. Alright guys, so this is, I said it wrong, but I like to say it correctly. This is my Fantastic Four first steps. Spoiler review. So, and my God, I had a great time with this. I just want to come right out of the gate and say that Marvel is back after 2 movies. Ironheart, it was, fine to watch by me. Hey, listen, I'm a Marvel fan, so I'm gonna just watch everything they put out. Even next week with the Eyes of Wakanda animated show, animated 4-episode special. But today, like, the first steps title was a little weird. But you know, I just showered, so my beard is a little wet. But you know, I love this movie, and let's get down to the basics here. This, I don't want to sugarcoat this about, oh my gosh, I'm biased because I just watched it, oh my gosh, this is the best thing, but we've had 3 Fantastic Four movies, and they've been a little there. So, I watched some stuff last night, in preparation for this week, for the new one, and I was going to go out of order, but I started in the beginning, that the 2005 one is not fantastic, but it's good at what it does. It's a little cheesy. Second one does as well. By the way, there's a 94 version where in this film, the 94, it never got, like, released. Like, they made it in, like, 94, like, 95, like, 10 years, every 10 years there's a, like, Fantastic Four. And in that era, back in the 90s, there was one. And it, like, never got fully released in theaters. And that cast of Fantastic Four is in this movie in, like a circle of, like, one of the, like, thank you, Fantastic Four. So that was really cool. But they made that, and in the 2005 and 2007 one, they're very cheesy and like accurate to the comics. Well, this one is, but like, you know, the poop cloud of Galactus is just one of the stupidest things, and I didn't quite understand it. Like until I fully understood the comic books, I'm like, oh, that is kind of stupid. But there's some cool power usage and like bonkersness, like goofiness to that era of Fantastic Four. Then in 2015, it's just stupid. I saw it with my dad in the theater, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but am I supposed to be enjoying this right now? Like, because I'm not. And all of the groundwork for the Fantastic Four, like the It's Clobbering timeline, to them using their powers, to, I'm sorry, I think Doctor Doom looks cool, but not for that movie. Like, I think the design looks dope as crap. But not for Doctor Doom. You put that design in any other science fiction movie, I'm vibing. But I'm like, that is not Doctor Doom. If any of you feel me, please let me know. But I'm like, So we then get this one, and I was not skeptical, right? Because I thought that, hey, Kevin Feige. By the way, if you didn't know, Kevin Feige actually was an executive producer on the 2005 and 7 movie. I'm pretty sure maybe 7. But on the Tim Story Fantastic Four movies. So they said they were making this one, and I thought, hey, that actually is like a great idea because of Secret Wars, because of, you know, their plan, and, well, their plan. I don't think they ever had a plan, but regardless of their plan of Secret Wars, you know, I don't know the multiversal plan. There was no plan mapped out, but regardless, whatever, I digress. That this movie had, you know, bumps in the road from the past. Basically, what I liked is that Superman and this movie had a lot in common. You know, we had bad DC movies coming off, we had bad Fantastic Four movies. Okay, how are these movies going to do? And they did successful, and I am so happy that I had a super fantastic July. This was one of my favorite, not only was this my favorite July month in a while, this was my favorite summer movie season in a while, but I should make a podcast episode about that one. But bouncing back to that episode, but my God, this movie it felt so much like, okay, if you have not seen Fantastic Four: World's Greatest Heroes, it's an animated show. It lasted for one season, 26 episodes, over on Disney Plus. Check it out. It is some great animation, some great usage of the Fantastic Four abilities, characters, everything like that. And I was ready to see how they were going to develop that environment of a show, not exactly the whole show in general, but that environment into live action, because not only I loved Herbie in this, also I kind of missed Herbie's Lullaby. It's in the soundtrack on, I was listening to it on Amazon, but Matthew Wood, who did General Grievous's voice, does Herbie's voice, and the casting alone, like it just fit the vibe. Like I believed that these characters, who they were, like in the comics and the animated show that I watch. And I'm like, guys, like this is just perfect. And it felt like, because they mentioned Jack Kirby, who was born on 8/28. Is that August? I don't know how months work anymore. I think it's August 28. So, and it showed at the end, and they're in dimension 8/28, which they then transport into 6/16 at Dana Thunderbolts. And I'm just like, this movie, well, not just because of the dimension name, but reference, but and their ship was named Excelsior, so they had a little reference to Jack Kirby and Stan Lane. So like, I thought that would have been cool. Like I thought that was really clever and touching to know that, you know, these guys work on the comics and they're referencing them, remembering them. It's just things like that make me feel like, oh, touching stuff there. And there's such moments here, like you can, by the way, check out our vlog for more like in-depth stuff about what my friends said, and you know, there are some flaws. Like there's some flaws to this movie and to Superman. I point them out, like Silver Surfer. Like there could have been some more stuff with Silver Surfer and Johnny, but let me tell you, the effects in this movie were pretty fire. The Thing looked fantastic, no pun intended. The Silver Surfer was just glorious to look at, flying through, surfing on the planets, and then when they're in space, it just, you know, I heard people say, oh, it's like Interstellar and Star Trek. No crap, it's like Interstellar. They're in like hyperspace and like this, like in deep space, and it looks like Interstellar effects. I'm like, holy crap, and like it just looks great. Like it's not like they're trying to rip it off. Like we're gonna be just like Interstellar. No. They don't mention that. They're not like trying to copy it. It's their version of space travel, and they're just copying. It's just what it looks like is so good. So I love that a lot. There was the effects. There's the one thing that we were talking about that was kind of was the baby, Franklin Richards. She's pregnant in the trailer. That's not a spoiler. But who cares? This is a spoiler review. By the way, I'm wearing my Incredibles shirt because this is the live-action Incredibles. It was so good. I posted some stuff on Instagram on my story that said like highlight comparisons to this movie and the Incredibles. I'm like, perfect. I gotta wear this shirt to go see the movie and do my review. So, saying that the baby had a little wonky VFX in there, but at the end of the day, and it wasn't a newborn baby, like right out of the gate, the baby had hair. I'm like, alright, whatever. But at the end of the day, it still looked cute in the vibe of the movie. It's not an ugly baby. But I said to Michael, who my friend was there, you know Michael, I think, hopefully. Do you know Michael? He had some things to say about Quantumania. Anyway, he said that he mentioned that in their vlog, and I said, yeah, well, kind of like Back to Furiosa. I don't know if movie studios know how to do babies that well. Okay, I'm never saying that sentence again. I don't know if they know how to create babies effects that well, but I don't know. But Galactus, though, my God, like this movie. Okay, let me say something. Galactus isn't to scale, like you can't chomp down a planet, which is what one of my friends was saying. I was like, who cares? Who cares? And we weren't like arguing about it, but I'm like, who cares? Because this is a specific dimension and a universe, and the Fantastic Four are like, you see them standing like they're miniature to Galactus. Like he is huge to them, and I just love this scale. I love Ralph Ensign playing this character, his booming voice, And by the way, Julia Garner's Silver Surfer rocked, by the way. I love her playing that character. Shalabal, and how Johnny was trying to figure out her language was great. And just certain things like Galactus, he felt tense. It was so tense as opposed to a giant poop cloud. And when he's grabbing the baby, or going for the baby, and the baby looks at him, like, and the terror in the baby's eyes, though, that was crazy detail. Also, I love that the moment when Johnny goes, say the line when it's clobbering time. Johnny's saying flame on, and gracious, Ben going, it's clobbering time, because I was waiting for that in the trailer, and like, say it. I was like, I was like getting ready in the theater, like, come on. So that was just a great moment in the movie. I loved it, and I'm just like, this movie had great. Yes, it wasn't fighting, but you know what it felt like? It felt exactly like The Incredibles. Like, don't get me wrong, I love these movies. I love the first Incredibles, and I love the second Incredibles. Like, I don't care, I'll say it, I love the second Incredibles. I don't care what you think. And this movie, like, if you take out the superhero stuff, The Incredibles, it's a family movie. Not just an animated kids movie, but it is a family oriented movie. This is the same way. If you take out the effects, if you take out the superpowers, if you take out that they're superheroes, if you take out the bad guys, this is a family movie. They are a family. They say, we're going to protect you as a family. I mean, even though they have superpowers, but we're going to protect you as a family, right? They are a family. They just had a child. They can still have a child, regardless if they have superpowers. They're sitting at the dinner table, having conversations, just going on their life, helping people. You can help people regardless if you have superheroes, or superpowers, I mean. It's literally what Stan Lee says at the end of Spider-Verse in his quote, the first Spider-Verse. So, I love the elements of this movie, and, the fighting, like, Mole Man was here. I love the Cobra Kai, Paul Walter Hauser. He's fantastic. I'm going to see, he was great as Mole Man in this, and I can't wait to see him in Naked Gun next week. But, I love him. And they brought up 3 villains. One, I forget the name of. I'm going to have to go back to it. But the Wizard and Puppet Master. 2, I got ecstatic when I heard that. I said, oh! I was like in the theater, and they're in the World's Greatest Heroes animated show. But one of the things, Ben Grimm's love interest was in this movie was Natasha Lyonne, redhead chick. She's been in stuff, Poker Face, and she was Birdie in the What If show, the animated show voice. And she's a Jewish woman in this. Don't care, not criticizing she's Jewish, but in the comics, Ben Grimm falls for Alicia, African-American blind woman, who is Puppet Master's daughter. So I'm a little like, it doesn't frustrate me, I'm just a little bit disappointed and confused why they didn't make it comic accurate. And again, a lot of stuff was comic accurate in this. To say, if they mentioned name drop Puppet Master, to just say, hey, we're not going to bring on Alicia in here. I don't know if it was due to runtime. I don't know if it was due to, let's just have something different, like a different character from the comics. I don't even know if that was just a made-up character. I don't know. But at the same time, that's just a minor nitpick. A lot of this movie was awesome. So, I'm enthralled. I love the way they read just on like the final battle. It was just amazing, and I was eating up everything. I'm like, yes. I got good, like, the space stuff was incredible. The origin, like, was great origin. Like, this and Superman were just great on their own merits on what they did. And, like, there's the origin here. They show fighting. By the way, they had Mole Man and Giganto in that promo was crazy. The VFX looked weird on it, but I'm glad it wasn't in the actual movie, so I don't know. And they had Red Ghost. They cut out Red Ghost, but they had his Super Apes in here. But some really cool stuff. And the post-credit scene. Let's talk about that. Post-credit scene. They had, at the very end was a cartoon theme, which you see in the movie earlier. There's a cartoon show, and then they have the cartoon theme at the end, which is cool. My dad was like, it's not worth sticking around for. I'm like, I'm going to see it anyways. And the middle one. Oh boy, Doctor Doom. And he's here. I can't wait to see him. And I saw the Russo brothers directed the scene, and They say that it's Doctor Doom inside the suit. Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom inside the suit. Robert Downey Jr. inside the suit. I'm like, okay, but man, it's so tense. Like after Galactus, how big he was, but then I'm like just seeing like Doctor Doom, that guy, a masked guy with the cape. I'm like, hoodie cape. I don't want to see that man sitting over there with my child. I don't have children, but you know, if that really did happen, I'm like, who are you, maniac? Get out of here! Get out of here! Anyway, so I love this movie. This is an 8 out of 10 for me, 4 out of 5 stars on LetterBoxd, and just a solid A for entertainment. I don't know. I think Superman might have given it a solid A. Who knows? But both of these movies were fantastic.
Gotta say, it's fantastic.
Say that again?
It's fantastic.
Yes, it is. Guys, I got it. Ready? Yeah.
Say that again. But again, regardless, I had a great time. This month was super fantastic. I'm not gonna say what other people want to hear. Super fantastic Jurassic. Jurassic was I mean, hey, it was fine. It was fine. It was fine. It was just could have been better. I didn't like it. So that's my thoughts on Fantastic Four First Steps, and it was great, fantastic. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And the other reason I loved it because it felt like that animated show that I watched brought into the MCU, and I can't wait to see them in Doomsday. We got Thunderbolts, was fantastic. This Fantastic Four movie that was fantastic. Then we got the Vision show. I want to see how that does. Wonder Man. There are 2 shows that I'm curious to see how they do. Spider-Man and Avengers. I can't wait for those movies. Let's see how they do. If they suck, Marvel's dead. But we have the Russos saying that they're hard at work on this, so they better pump it up. They better do some stuff. So I'm gonna see how well they cook it. And also, I know the Beyond the Spider-Verse isn't connected to the MCU, but I'm just saying they better cook. Marvel better cook at whatever things they're doing. The next Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man, Doomsday, Secret Wars, Beyond the Spider-Verse, cook. Let them cook. Let it simmer. All right, I'm done. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Stay tuned on later this week. I got a tier list. Dear God, I am going to spend an hour on this video. I don't know how long this is going to be. A tier list of everything Marvel from Iron Man all the way to Fantastic Four First Steps. So stay tuned for that. Not including the Defenders shows, but including Daredevil, Born Again, and the Disney Plus shows. So, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm and watch the screen. Peace out, everyone. Bye.